And we're in the final map of this series to decide who still plays in Season 43. I was ready to just go running into the pistol round, but at least we have time for introductions. My name is Fi, I'm joined by Cole Exer McHenry, and we got our special guest, Cash Cup Myth. Not even he's not even real, trust me. It's Shakezilla. What's going on?
3 maps in a row, Cash Cup, Myth, King, Champ.
He's done it all. Point. Also ECL champion, I should mention. All right, lest we forget.
You know what? I didn't come into that introduction not knowing. I just figured that you had more belts to you. To be honest with you, but the 1 and 3.
Yeah, it's been rough.
What it was in finals. That's tough, but at least you got your crown right. At least for one time. And
chances get one.
For more.
Thank you, 1 Grim.
Thank you, 1 Grim.
Choked against Furia, choked against BNB.
It's best that we probably don't, honestly. Yep. Let's forget about the losses and only remember that Shakezilla has won every single season of ECL he's ever been in. All right, let's go ahead and hop into this one. An old faithful pistol round. 5 players up connector in towards parties, making a mad break for this A site. We already have Swisher taking the lead with bwills joined with company out towards truck, trying to make things work until 3 kills come the way of Atk. Now Cynic in the backlines trying to find this duel against Mistim can still make things problematic. A 2v2, and they just sneak underneath Carson's USB, but they don't have the bomb. Carson has that in his grasp, and he'll defend it, taking down Bowden on the first, and I think they've isolated where DJ exactly is. Or have they? They haven't quite. They're gonna hand him the bomb. He's gonna go to the B site, but Cynic is awaiting him. Yeah, he's waiting for him, and a surprise there for DJ. You have 50 seconds to decide where you want to go. This is gonna get wild, Cole.
Why not? A little back and forth, some ping pong, up and down the stairs. DJ will go in between the 2 bumpers of Carson and Cynic, but Carson's been holding steady on this A-bomb's like the only one able to really offer up much of a defense here. DJ trying to isolate these 2 fights. Flash is so perfect from Carson. Great. And a brilliant round from him. Really well done, because it looked like everything was going the right way for Nouns in terms of the rotations, but then the kills were flooding the feed for Atk. In this occasion, though, Carson recovers.
Yeah, hectic round. Especially in that 2v2, he made a sick read that they were going toward bank. I think there might have been a little miscommunication there with the bomb being down, or maybe they just decided to give it up, but that was a sick read to go to B, nonetheless, by Cynic. And we have the hardest round in the game. Bomb plant for the T's. And as a CT, this is a nightmare round, man. Oh.
Yeah.
And if Nouns want to brawl this, like, this is so weird, right?
You do see the difference in the buy compared to Inferno. You know, they picked up 2 M4s off of Moss, so...
Need someone like Cynic to get you out of this tricky situation right there. 2 for 1 and extra damage onto Bowden is so valuable.
They're gonna come back to long, though. If Stamina can't convert the kill, this is gonna go back down to the 3v3. And we go into the sort of nightmare situation where you have to spread out across the map and think, really think about where you position yourselves. With a minute on the clock, Atk could go anywhere.
Yep, they have no information, so they're gonna have to make some kind of proactive play or gamble, and you see they're pushing through the bathroom right now, so pretty much all about timing right now.
Is this what makes these rounds so tricky to read? It's all a game of timing in some occasions.
Can be.
Oh,
1.
And he gets another one! Wow, bwills. And that is, by the way, the A1S nerf coming into play, because that is 99 and 4 right there.
Switch it to the A4 after that one.
Dog, it does the same thing. Oh, and DJ just got wrecked by a USP. bwills got 2 kills on 1 point of health. That is something else.
Yeah, it's a huge round from him. I mean, getting that second kill, well, he had no right getting it, and then also getting the final kill. I mean, it's It's always what ifs in the round, you know? You think it should be a 2v1 for ATK, and it just turns into 2 men alive for Nouns on a second round, so sick round by him.
It's a great way to keep things nice and tame. Unfortunate there for Bowden. I guess you don't even really get a choice, you just pick that gun up anyways, so we'll let that one slide in between the decisions and the balance of those guns, but ATK letting that one kind of slip through their fingertips. I guess they still got a bomb plant, so it's not the end of the world, but Nouns are going to get off to that strong start most likely.
We see Cynic here without head armor too. We'll see if that comes back to bite him.
Ugh. Too many times have I seen a CT just get glocked. Oh, that timing. Okay, everyone's blind. Everyone hit by that flash. You're gonna wish you had sunglasses. And Cynic, okay, that no head armor doesn't come back to bite him at all. Oh, that was a dream.
A jeer. A flash right there.
I like to call that one a perfect popper. Absolute dream for anyone. I was wondering if CJ was going to show a little bit too much shoulder right there, but perfect amount. Just right. And then the utility to back that one up. Brilliant. From Nouns, making that round so much more easier than it maybe could have been if CJ gone down there.
ATK has still looked pretty competitive so far early in this game. It hasn't been the same old dominance from Nouns. They've had to give a bit of gas in the individual ability to put them through these, first the pistol and then, well, bwills delivering on the anti-force. It's a different look from both of these squads on this map, and ATK are going to find some success in the form of Fadey finding stamina. Now CJ is in a pretty wild position right now. It's a spot where you can definitely get caught off guard if you're that T side. Especially as Swisher is walking through Monster right now. Oh, and they thought Monster was clear. Oh, how are they? They're going to pay for this.
Bomb just... Okay, I think Bomb is heading towards Connector, so that'll lock that position in. And I think this round pretty much on the shoulders of what CJ can do here. How much can he get away with? And immediately won, but then done. That's a big problem, because now Swisher's just going to be able to cut off rotations and smoke already towards Heaven.
Yeah, he's even in towards Pit, which can cut off these rotations early, and there you go. bwills down, spotting out the next. Being that info player, the tip of the spear. Has Swisher's playstyle changed at all since Bad News Bears? Have you noticed anything since he's moved to ATK?
I haven't really watched ATK games too much, but I think he's a bit more passive. I mean, when we used to have Jonji on the team, he was like kind of our second aggressive player on the team. But when Jonji left, then Swisher mainly became the very aggro player, and I think he's kind of back to the secondary role, with Missem kind of taking the lead, and I think MOTM did a little bit before that. But I think his play's evolved, and he's definitely smarter. Like, right there, you could see that when he got out, he didn't look... He stayed, and he waited for the pack to make the next play, and then used that information to make his next play, instead of continuing to look for space there. And I think that's kind of when you can tell the difference between, like, a good player and a great player. Is because a good player will just take the space, and they'll walk through, and maybe die or get picked, and then it's like their team can't do anything with the information. He hit the gap, he hit the timing, and he stayed alive, was able to figure out the next like tempo, figured out that they were in a short setup because the pack found, you know, CJ there in short, and then he was able to take space and get toward Pit. So I think you can kind of see his game has evolved a little bit, and he made a really sick play there.
Yeah, discipline is probably the way to sum it up in a word. At least I'm trying to take what you're going for there. Yeah. But yeah. Cool to see from Swisher, ATK with a good head on their shoulders. And Nouns putting 4 players B early. And normally you see teams break that setup up, but have ATK done anything to keep Nouns in position?
Might be this late con execute that comes through, flashbang towards short, but they do have 2 players posted up in towards con. So it does look like they want to crunch in on this aggressive short maneuver. bwills shows face, but immediately dispatches of DJ. Dealing with this one quite nicely, but that's the flash coming through from Fadey. Good for 1, but then bwills holds the line right back for the answer. And Mistim's being heard, stomping around towards long.
Oh,
okay. Okay. Oh, poor stamina. Nothing's gonna bail you out of that one.
Bomb and T-spawn though.
Yeah, so there's... yeah, I mean, Swisher just has to go knife out the whole way. And Mistim couldn't get his entry on the site, though, so there's realistically no space. Bowden has to do it here. Dancing around truck. Here's bwills and gets the shots in. These are must-hit shots now. And Swisher just made his way over to the B site. Insult to injury again. Swisher just going to take the plant. And... Carson? Oh, now he's going to realize it. It's planted on the B site. He has a 1v1. Swisher's trapped on the site. Carson, he could try to make the drop down. Spots that reposition. Oh, but I love this from Swisher. He changes his position as well. He's out towards bridge. How do you even guess this if you're Carson? The answer is you don't. What a play there from Swisher just to ensure that 1v1 the second round for ATK.
Yep, he knew that he saw him cross a pillar, and so that reposition was huge. I mean, again, Swisher making another incredible play. And I think we see the Bowden here that we've been looking for the first 2 maps, right? The Bowden that we know that just is crazy aggressive, that runs the team. I think we've been missing that the first 2 maps, and there he is with his impact.
Something that was said with Joe on the line was that, or Monster, was that he described one of the peaks that that Bowden went for as a Swisher peak, or I'm sorry, as a Bowden peak, which is just that kind of hyper aggressive play. And what's interesting about Bowden is I feel like even when he has, you know, rough games or rough series, he just never really changes up his play style. He never really reserves himself, which is interesting because when it does work out, it's so sick, and it can just net you a round off the back.
He's definitely a player that, again, just has massive impact, and he does things with the op that most people will watch it and just think that he's absolutely crazy. The amount of shotgun opping I've seen this guy do, whew.
Also, CT side, he's just an utter menace. He just hunts for 1v1 duels and plays like everyone has a bounty on their head on the opposing team. Walking out through Monster, catching the boost out is probably the worst case scenario you could have for a CT side. You never like that to happen when you just get... Well, it's just hopeless at this rate. USPs get cleaned up. And it's actually ATK's turn to just begin a run of gun rounds here on Overpass. That was a 99 damage grenade. Nice. I wonder if that's possible if you can do 100 damage with a grenade on an armorless player.
You can one-shot him. I think it might have to hit them, because if they don't have armor, I think you can do
like 2 damage to them or something.
Yeah,
like that?
like 2 to 3 damage to them, and like if it lands straight on them, then yeah. But nade damage is super weird. Like, if it lands at your feet compared to if it lands on your chest or whatever, it does different amounts of damage. It's super funky.
Nouns keeps starting off in this 4B setup, and I'm just gonna pick your brain on the. Oh, never mind. Well, there goes Cynics, I guess.
I think he made a read that he spammed all his bullets to the smoke and tried to hit a timing. Yeah.
And
we see that Nouns play style of just hyper aggressive, trying to abuse things, and sometimes it just doesn't work out, and you look like that.
He still got full short control, and Swisher does have to be careful. He is being...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he is being very careful. CJ, not ready for it. Oh, Swisher!
Jeez.
Get wrecked. That's just what he... That's more on brand here for Swisher. It is taking these initial engagements and just making it look seamless.
He must have seen CJ jump up.
That's a bad news bear Swisher right there.
It just looks like he's going to just take enough initiative to at least give themselves such a dominant T side right now, because map 3, man, when he starts to heat up like this, it's very hard to stop him. Especially with this ATK team when he just, you know, activates early on in a game. I feel like He's a freight train that cannot be tamed.
Swisher's one of those players that can take over. I think in the season that they ended up winning, he had a period where he had like a 1.3, 1.35 number, rating, and he was just going for an absolute tear. So he's one of those players that if he's just feeling himself in that game, I mean, he 100% has a chance to take over. And I mean, this is like an IGL stream right here for Mistum. Just it's happening naturally. Things are flowing. Players are fragging out. I mean, let Swisher take over the game.
Perhaps a little unbiased there from Shakeola.
Never biased.
Never have been, never will be. But you just love to see that. That's clean. That's what ATK wants. And Nouns, yeah, go for it.
Big question mark right now is that Nouns has not had an op, I think, on a single round on their CT side so far. So I think we see Stamina kind of saving for it here, but I think that might be going back to what you're talking about with the 4-1s. They just haven't had an op. Maybe it's something to do with prep, but we'll just see if that makes a difference, because they've been struggling ever since the pistol round, and hopefully that op will be a game changer.
It was almost a chance there for bwills. The double kill there could have been monumental. But you also get CJ at least picking up that AK and could put it to work, drop it to a teammate with armor, or even try to convert a kill with it, but DJ good on that. Carson now, his turn to start shifting up, wanting to get his hands on the AK. That's basically the win condition here. Or now, oh, he's been spotted. A shadow has been spotted there. Carson is not going to survive the engagement. It's just stamina on a 5-7, and as good as this gun is, he could drop the bomb. Bowden has the bomb alone in connector, but making no noise. And oh, there's the 5-7, and there's the AK down to 30 now, and they're off to the B site. But damage dealt, I guess.
They can hold on to this AK, surely. It's unlikely that he can do much outside of this position, but 2 kills extra right there when they could have won a round with 4 alive if they just were able to suss out where stamina was versus a round where only 2's alive. It definitely provides extra value to crack that economy at the moment. On buys like this, though, I got a question. Do you like the hero rifle? We saw bwills just try to go for like a little isolated duel towards the door. Do you like your hero riflers going for those isolated duels, or do you like to kind of join up your lacking players with like pistols and all of that with the rifle and try and trade things out in that department?
I mean, to go for heroics, but it has to be enough where you can combine it as well a little bit. Like you would have liked a player, maybe a top con there, maybe, one of the connector cubbies. I think they threw a double molly, so the pistol player probably would have been toward top con, but you like to see CJ maybe a little bit closer to maybe get that trade in connector. But you have to make some kind of aggressive play like that with the rifle, otherwise you're probably not going to win.
A little mix of the best of both worlds there. Get that those pistols involved, but also let your hero rifle get the work done there. bwills has had a good game as well so far, so yeah, a little bit of hope for him. But now it's calling in this timeout. Right now is probably their chance at adjusting before this T side kind of gets out of hand. You can't really afford to lose too many versus ATK. We've seen them already this event, this playoffs, show up and nearly close things up versus MIBR, who have looked in good form, but they didn't quite finish the job. They were able to get off to like a 6-round spree on that CT side, which is always so scary. You know how CT side of this map can be as well.
Well, they're up to no good to start this round. bwills already fast in through short, and a double kill is there for Nouns, but Carson's fallen. That's the monster avenue open. Cynic has made his way in towards pit. A great flash though from Mistum. Good grief, Cynic could not see a thing, and they know CJ's in short. They have all the info here to ATK, and Bowden, despite getting dinked first bullet, will connect the shot, taking down CJ, and stamina, it's safe territory for sure.
It sucks for Stamina too. This is his first time having an op. He just has no say in the round. They 4-1 it on the B side right there, and all that it nets him is the opening pick and a quick trade.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see Nouns make some kind of adjustment here, other than just the 4-1. I mean, you can stay in the 4-1, but however they're approaching it, they need to maybe push into short a little bit less, focus, you know, more towards site holds, maybe just being less proactive in the rounds. So you took timeout, and ATK hits him with a quick play.
Yep. I mean, all your sort of preparation goes out the window. You're hoping to find that, like, monster lurk, I guess, but instead they kind of find the whole team on that front. Also, worth noting that ATK's bank has built up unbelievable right now, with Bowden was sitting close to max money at the beginning of freeze time. 6 rounds in a row for ATK, and it doesn't look like it's stopping.
I'm not really seeing a world where they slow down, that's for sure. Stamina does get his chance to have a say in this round here. Good for the one, but then done. A quick trade. A worthy one at that, as that's the op, the most lethal bit of firepower.
Oh my.
Dealt with, and then Fadey again gets dinked down. They're always landing these headshots. They always have the damage, but at least bwills is going to make good on it.
Now you got a minute to, like, pull these puppet strings and really make some... these Nouns players make a mistake. Double short push. If Swisher's waiting for it, could get rewarded, but instead, it's the excellent timing from Swisher to come back and get that kill. You're just waiting, and I guess the frags are going to come right to you.
One of the easier kills that he's been able to get, a lot of them have been some very tricky positions where he's just zoned in so quickly on the entry work right there. But like you said, just hitting the brake sometimes, that's all you need to do on cruise control. CJ, he gets a lot of valuable information towards this B side. I don't really know if it's going to help out bwills all that much, so I mean, sure, he's preparing himself, but it's still 3 players heading your way.
bwills is going to dive into the site and try and make a play happen. Bowden, he's actually just wants a shotgun off him. They haven't cleared out all of truck and jumping around. He stops the planter. That's enough to win the round. bwills has just done it on his own. I just can't believe it. bwills does ring around the rosy around the truck and finds the round.
They missed the Molotovs for a truck. Would have made a huge difference in that round. They wouldn't have had to clear it, but I think that's just a lack of oversight by Bowden. And, I mean, it's weird to see the offer just flying in.
I was gonna say, I mean, that's so unusual to see the op take injury duties. I mean, I know that he's an aggressive player, right? But that, he just kind of gets sent into such a tricky position. He has to clear out all the angles. He has to be the one taking that initiative, and there's only so much you could do. That last key detail, like you said, that missed molly, I think, just hurt him so much because I think it gave Bowden a false sense of security.
Thing is, though, even with that round, you also look at it in the way that Nouns is just winning by a heroic right now. They've won the pistol, they won because ATK made a mistake, so we still really need to see some kind of change from them where they start to take control of the half and we start to see Nouns win rounds where we think they won the round because they played well.
Bowden really starting to get punished for leading the pack. Double flashbang in, double kill for Cynic. Oh, but TJ, okay. Sitting down bwills, and it actually makes me wonder if Stamina's op has been heard over towards that long bathrooms area. They're gonna double push short again. This time Swisher is in an excellent position. And as they begin to
right to his hands.
Yeah, this is like, oh, they're just clearing things out. They don't clear it fully though. And just as they fall back, Swisher pushes forward.
Here's this.
He's gonna walk through this. This is insane. This is such a great read from ATK and Swisher as a whole. What a play just to walk through the smoke as they fall back It couldn't have been more perfectly timed here from ATK.
I feel like that's just Swisher again taking control of this round. Taking the reins on it. The patience right there to hold off on the follow up on the aggression towards short, trying to make a play there, activating, but also making sure that he can call in for his teammates' rotations is so brilliant. The pressure was all on Swisher's shoulders in that 3-on-3. What could he do? What could he deliver? And even when he doesn't catch those 2 kills as they walk up, the decision to strike after getting that information of the sound cue of one rotating off and one getting flashed in towards Monster, and then pushing through the smoke off the back of that information is so insanely valuable.
It's a complete, like, reversal of what Mirage was. It's ATK taking all of these gun rounds, and the single rounds that Nouns can win are off the back of some clutch and huge individual plays.
I think it's coming back to what we talked about with Overpass maybe not being as strong of a map for Nouns. I think you can kind of see that there's a difference in teams and how comfortable they are. Nouns has had a lot of, I'd say, individual setups on CT side, splits, and even though they're doing 4-1s toward B, they're getting abused at the 4-man site, which is something that shouldn't be happening, right? So, definitely looking like rough right now for Nouns, and we're going to have to see some massive change come in.
They love their short pushes for sure. Like, they are hunting Swisher. They want him. He's a wanted man. So seeing nothing, they're just going to rotate 3 back towards the A site. And that's a huge gap in the smoke. And oh, Stamina hit that! Don't talk down on this man. But he gets dropped. Fadey picks up the op and does one right back. Missed him, swinging forward. But that's CJ on the frag. Can DJ make anything happen? They're crossing all the way around the A site, avoiding bathrooms completely.
They're just going to pause, I think, and wait until this flank activates right now. Maybe not. They do start to punch in the numbers, but again, they still have one of the backlines there, Swisher.
He's walking up. I mean, Fadey has to do so much in his position. Are they going to start expecting Swisher? Swisher needs to make a move and fast. He needs to get Fadey in a better position, and that's just simply not enough. CJ comes through with a triple kill and a very awkward round there for ATK.
Yeah, because that flank took so long to develop, I think that, and Nouns had already flanked through connector, they either assumed that he was a part of the pack or just realized that that was really the only place he could be. It's very unfortunate that they couldn't stall a little bit longer in that 3v3, and that Nouns was very proactive.
I was super impressed. I mean, they immediately made that call to retake right there when I feel like a lot of teams would have waited for, you know, extra elements. And if they did that, that would have been curtains for them. Because if Swisher was able to flank before things got too out of hand, that's where things could have gotten sour for them. Another one of those rounds where Swisher's just the win condition right there, and unfortunately unable to activate in time. Maybe fortunately for Nouns, they definitely need a closer here. They need that X factor for the rest of this half. This is already kind of comforting territory for ATK.
Always love bringing up this stat, but Bowden is one of the most CT-sided players in all of Counter-Strike. Don't catch him lacking. Now swinging through. Oh, Swisher. First kill is good. CJ survives to escape to short and find another, but down goes the rest of his team. Mistum will follow up with the entries, and Stamina, I think it's time to save again, as ATK have broken another bomb site.
Another one of those 4-1 setups that kind of falls, or at least, you know, having all that presence.
I think every single round that ATK can get from here on out is just icing on the cake. I mean, 7 rounds is already a monster half. You get to 8, 9, 10. I mean, that should be smooth sailing going into the second half.
We're gonna get a potentially another eco out of Nouns. Do you force here? I know the personalities in the team Nouns tells me that they're gonna force, but Stamina gonna order them to stand down. Nope. Nope. Insta-buy from Insta-buy. I shouldn't have said anything.
Without hesitation, which is, I guess, better than being a bit uneasy with your purchase. That's very decisive coming through from Stamina. I mean, he has a lot of faith in himself to get damage done with the I don't think he's really given too many opportunities to have crazy impact here, but taking that initiative, although he's been spotted on that pixel angle there.
Look at utility belts for Nouns already are just expended. 2 smokes remaining and a molly within the first 20-30 seconds of the round. And now Carson, oh, he's been spotted out, and he's got to do his best to get out. Now Bowden, he just walks forward. He's just entry fragging with the op. This man, a lunatic. And, okay, Carson, 2 right back, but the B site's just been opened up by Fadey, walking out Monster. Now, they're taking their sweet time about actually getting into the site, so we will see Cynic try to do battle. They've missed their Heaven smoke, and Stamina is gonna snipe down Fadey. This is not according to plan for ATK. They don't know that Cynic is inside the smoke as it fades, but DJ wins that duel. A very important one. And now, Stamina, 1v2. Is it time to save again, or are we going for this one? He's gonna give this one the old college try. Around the pillar, though, lies DJ, and just playing Ring Around the Rosie, and even then he has another target to deal with. And yeah, the next opportunity is he has to try and defuse that bomb. DJ knows that, swings out, 9-5 ATK.
Yeah, that's a tough round to swallow right there. For Nouns, again, it's one of these. It feels a whole lot more akin to Inferno, where things are going ATK's way. There's a chance for a clutch, but it just doesn't quite formulate. And the early success alongside that is hard to deal with. And now they're left after that risky force buy with even less to work with here. No op for Stamina. And 2 MP9s alongside that. It's good initiative, but Swisher's probably heard a lot of this aggression.
What a T-side out of him he's having. Another 1-for-1, more information for the squad. Carson still live in towards that short position. He's going to back away. So, a 4v4, and you know what? Full B information. He's just going to go the full distance here.
No Swisher, no worries here over towards that B site. I mean, it's not been the case in rounds prior, but Carson at least able to get that gap this time around.
Oh, indeed. As Carson actually does find the kill. And has already fallen back as well. They're trying to cut off his cross. Back in towards the site. But now he's going to be receiving a full execute through the short position. Carson around the pillar. It might be the last position they check. As he swings out, he's gotten his 3rd of this round. He surely has done his due diligence. Can the rest of Nouns at least make it a 9-6? Keep it close. Now DJ in a tough position. And Carson, his triple kill, instrumental to keeping Nouns with their head in the game.
Yeah, that's an excellent closer right there coming through from the entirety of Nouns. It'll give themselves 6 rounds, but I don't know if it'll give them that much solace as we head into this next half right after this break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
And welcome back. 9-6 at the half. Nouns looking to keep their hopes at a conference alive. And hey, that's a good start. My name's fine, Joe McCole, and I'll say Cash Cup champion. I've said it 100 times now. It's Jake Sola joining us. Last half.
Time.
It's the last time I'm going to introduce you as the Cash Cup champion, but there's one more in this server, and that's Swisher. 2 dual Berettas, 2 kills. And a 3 versus 3 with the bomb down and con.
Just way too many guns in connector right now. 4 of them in total. How are you supposed
It's an
to deal
armory.
with that?
He's thinking of jumping up.
A big fan of the dualies on pistol. Ooh.
Ow. Swisher's down. Fadey next. And he's going to get the spam through the smoke first. Leaping across. Oh, Fadey had to reload. Even though he had 6 bullets in the gun. Now, Mistem is in charge of stopping them from crossing. First kill is good. Now just has to hide away, bait for the teammate to get back into position. And now, trying to set this round down. But of course, bwills can just hit the shots to win it out. The 1v1, but Mistem has got it. Some crisp shooting from the IGL to put Atk up to 10.
I think we might see Nouns force up here. I mean, they're already behind super hard, and I mean, that pistol round's huge for Atk. Big round out. I missed them, like you said.
You know, I think Mistem has kind of like turned his play around as a player as well. Because I think this season and the last season as well, he was basically the reason they were having a lot of their successes. The big impact kills that he finds on entries and the sight holds that he's been doing. It's a lot of improvement from him individually speaking.
I think him and MOTM had role overlap. And with MOTM not being on the team anymore, he's freed up to kind of be more in his natural role now, if that makes sense. So that might be a reason for the change.
This strat is gonna work? It almost did. Stamina, what a position. He's actually spying DJ through the pallet, rather. And so, alright, that'll steal an MP9. I'm not sure you can do that 5 times in a round, though. I'm ready to be proven wrong.
It's not a FI guarantee.
That's not a FI guarantee. I don't think it's happening here. bwills is already down to 19, and the rest of this round begins to fall into place. I'm just happy Nouns didn't force buy here. I think they will need to find a consistent solution to winning these rounds, and if they do make the comeback happen, that's a testament to this team. But they really want to play some real Counter-Strike and get their hands dirty with this one. 11-6 Atk.
We'll see if they get loose with it. They sort of, you know, that last round on the CT side, you could tell that they were back to their Inferno second half. Loose, push, make individual reads with Carson going all the way through Monster there. So we'll see if that transitions over to the T side or if they kind of have a solid plan of how they want to grind it back.
There's probably a lot of pressure right now on this T side to really work as well. You said it coming into this, but this is their chance at actually holding on to a conference spot, or at least a comfortable one at that. I don't know if there's many opportunities outside of this to get to that position, barring like a challenger victory or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think the only way to qualify is through,
Points?
what is it? There's no direct invites anymore. You can only qualify through Premier, or you can only qualify by winning one of those events like you talked about.
Challenger Series.
Yeah, like one of, you know, Melbourne or whatever they are. There's no direct invites anymore, unless they invite directly to EPL groups. But it's so hard for these teams to get enough points to to get an invite, right? Like they're just playing cash cups. To be in a position to actually get one of those, you have to be qualifying for tier 1 events and placing in tier 1 events. So yeah, this is pretty much the only way for Nouns to get it, and I think this is their last opportunity to qualify for this conference spot.
Well, this is an excellent start, at least, getting this first gun round up on the board. Keeping ATK's economy low and giving themselves a chance to start a run of rounds, because an economy break is on the horizon. Swisher is going to be down to basically a Deagle half armor. See an ugly upcoming round here for ATK that gives Nouns this big opportunity.
That's a way that you can potentially see Nouns grind this back, is sometimes on the CT side it can get ugly. If you're, winning 1 round for every 2 rounds that the T's win, you're just constantly in this money cycle where you're saving, or you don't have enough money to buy, or you don't have enough money to, your loss bonus isn't building up as well. So if Nouns can sort of, win 1 or 2 more rounds here, lose a round to ATK, but it's a close round where they have 1 alive, and then instantly win the next gun round, that's where you can immediately see something where it's 12-11, 12-12, 13-12, right? And it's just a game of economy at that point.
See if that will be what it devolves into. Nouns need it, of course, for that spot in the conference. I'm actually looking forward in the calendar and seeing whether... I don't think there is a Challenger Series between the end of this season and conference for season 17. So...
Yeah, I think this is it.
Yep, this is basically your last opportunity to play in Pro League. Or give yourself an opportunity to. And I honestly think Nouns are one of the stronger teams who could be competing. I mean, we saw them compete at the RMR, and they impressed. And here, maybe doing the same. That's some great shots out of stamina. Immediately at 3v5.
That's a super impressive double right there. Throwing caution to the wind. ATK were trying to catch him on their heels, but Stamina anticipating that aggression, the follow-up as well. Chance for 1 more as they continue to fight him. And Stamina continues to chase him down as well. Wooden forced to escape out of this round, and again, that economy situation, that scary position now that ATK faces if they lose this round without saving, too many rifles, it's going to be so costly.
This push up from Istam that quarter is always... If it goes uncleared, it could be devastating. And Swisher just playing jump spots, trying to lure them in. Of course, if a full exit comes ATK's way, it'd be very difficult. Carson, hearing some of these jumps, that's a great swing from Swisher. He takes first contact, and maybe he could bait just enough for Bowden to make good work out of his position. Trying to fire off a couple shots, but Bowden catching multiple players looking the wrong way, but it's not enough for the double, and the round ends there. A big opportunity for ATK, but now it's Nouns in the driver's seat.
The second half's looked really good from Nouns. They've won both of these rounds by playing methodical in the way that they want to play the half, and they're controlling the tempo and the pacing. So if they can keep this up and keep having good reads, then I think it bodes well for the future in this half.
%, yeah, that was a super sick round put together. Can they keep it up against this light buy? I think they certainly shouldn't. And something that I talked about here earlier on for ATK in playoffs was their matchup versus MIBR, and I think MIBR have come through with some pleasant surprises so far this playoff series as well. But outside of that, I think ATK have gotten off to some very strong starts on this defensive, and the fact that they're not getting that early success now is a big problem. But
whoa!
2 opening picks on the pistol. They still have B, but it's a bit scary.
Okay, first kill goes the way of CJ. But still 2 AKs retrieved. USP versus MAC-10. Not working out here for Dieter. They're just going to save him. I mean, reasonable on the call. Don't get too greedy, but that's a win there for ATK. The Nouns are still creeping back into this game, round by round.
Only 2 rounds to close the distance here, but I think ATK walking away with a very valuable save. 2 AKs here and a chance for 1 extra kill. I don't know how much Nouns can really afford to lose in a round like this. bwills is on 10k, CJ is on 9, so it's not the end of the world, to be honest with you, but nonetheless, that is a lot of reinvestments here, and if you do see ATK start to string on the CT side, then that's when we can start to talk about damage being extended.
And it's high time for a timeout, and that's exactly what we're getting out of ATK. They'll have another purchase, but no AWP for Bowden. His impact starts to get limited. Nouns on the other front are not purchasing up AWPs themselves, so maybe it's not the worst thing for that CT side. I mean, having no op on that CT side of Overpass, how does that change the setup or the mindset of a team?
It limits you a lot toward today because a lot of opping towards site, like it just makes you more prone to execs, and I'd say a lot of the gunfights with rifles are more favorable for Ts, so it just allows them to walk up more or take things more dry as opposed to using a lot more utility because then that op presence is so threatening. There's so many angles that it can be on, so like to truly methodically clear out A, it takes a lot of utility, and you can just save all that for the exec, which makes it significantly stronger.
You don't have to worry about the op. You don't have to waste util on it, and at the meantime, I mean, they're just gonna press on towards that B site. 2 kills rolling through, missed them. The only defender remaining, he puts his molly down to try and slow them down, and it will work out. Swisher's arrived in heaven, providing that support, and 2 of these remaining players are half HP. Easy targets for these M4s, and there you go. Bowden strikes down another. Missed him, still inside of the pit position. But now Nouns with 50 seconds are going to reconsider.
You're given the benefit of having time to reconsider as well, which is nice, but... Ooh. Swisher. Taking a lot of damage there, trying to jump spot out and towards heaven. That's nice work being done right there, extending even more favor in their department, but they're still not committed that this is going to go elsewhere here. They're still hunkering down towards this B side, and they are right for it.
Contact walking out, missed him on the jiggle peek. Holding the right angle. Just a flash put in. Now Swisher begins his swing and he taps down bwills. Great coordination from these remaining 2, but can Stamina beat them both? First kill is in. Swisher, he does the silent drop. Stamina, though, still realizing that will take him out. A 1v2 for the leader of Nouns, and they're up to 10.
I wonder if just the heat of the moment, he thought maybe there was a chance that he didn't hear anything, and that anticipation, that awareness from Stamina is exactly what you want, leading by example right there. We talked about his impact here on Overpass, but winning that clutch, I mean, that could decide if Nouns are able to take this lead right on back, or if we're going to see ATK start to mount themselves a bit of a CT side success.
Swisher just trying to make a move. This game is beginning to get out of control for ATK. After they grab the pistol, after we laud their CT side. We're getting serious.
Ooh.
Fadey,
though. Got himself an AK as well, a little cherry on top. But those are the 2 weakened players here, and there's still one in the connector, there's still one pushing up short. Fadey's dead to rights.
And he snacks him in. They left the bomb in spawn. There is still tons of risk to this round. Oh man, but if only DJ knew what was coming up the short pipe. Well, the answer is, well, he doesn't. So, missed him in a 1v3 with a deagle. Are we gonna get a highlight play out of him? Turn the game around for ATK. He's caught out in the open, unfortunately, and that's gonna see us both meet at 11. ATK and Nouns. Well, it's Nouns on the bounce back. They have the ability to keep their conference dreams alive.
Damage is really coming into form as well here. Not even wielding the op, just rifling for a lot of these rounds and delivering big impact. 3 kills in that last one to keep things contained, keep things nice and easy when... We saw a world where that round could have gone a bit awkward. Bowden, given that initiative that we talked about earlier that you can kind of afford with AWP, but there's a player jump slotting on sandbags. This nade strike, not as much damage as missed him, goes for the spam as soon as they go for it.
It's a whole lot of information, though, with those triple nades. It allows Fadey to get into a better position. Swisher gets to aggress forward, but Carson still hits the instant headshot. Even with the, quote, better fights, Nouns can still just beat back the better positioning. 3 players in connector, though, and Odin resurfacing torpedoes 1. Trying to react, trying to chase them down towards connector. Nouns have to redirect towards the A site where missed him. He extends for 1, but that's the only one, and he was the only defender. We're getting a post plant here.
Yeah, you can't afford those 1-for-1 trades right there. Post plant, like you mentioned, and free range to get into post plant, so comfortable.
Look where Fadey is, though. He's hit a timing. He's hit a timing here. Walking up on the site. First kill is easy. Surely he has to recognize there's another player. He had to have been watched, but he's not ready for CJ. Still, the dink comes through. 2v2. DJ with the first. That's an excellent headshot. It leaves it to Carson to stop the full 10-second defuse out of Bowden, and DJ has got the cover. ATK have got the time, and they've gotten back their lead.
A huge run for ATK to stop, you know, the bleeding a little bit. They're able to retain the op. 2 people alive. I mean, this next round might be the game right here.
Still, Nouns have some cash in the bank. ATK have found a solution going their way. For once. Can Nouns keep up the momentum, or is this where it ends? Is this where the game falls out of hand for this T side? Odin has got back his AWP for probably the... I mean, that last round might have been the first time this half he's had it out. Perhaps changing tides here for ATK. Swisher on that off angle, and Cynic was busy clearing corners. Can't be doing that. bwills is there with the trade, but things aren't said and done yet. Fadey hunting for this kill. bwills looking for the taps, but both players shake hands. They don't want to fight anymore.
Yeah, I mean, again, we kind of talked about it. Finally, some success in ATK in that last round, but I feel like for the most part here, the back and forth between these two teams has been Nouns gathering that early success. It required some serious timing, some excellent work from Fadey in the late round to nail the gaps. But outside of that, they found themselves a decent little 3v3 on that bomb site. But Bowden, decent little timing here on long.
Saw that.
Hasn't covered him, but Bowden certainly spotted out a little speck on his screen.
They rotate coming in instantly too. So they're gonna have 3 people here before the hit even fully comes in.
Yeah, this is looking like a nightmare situation, but the nade plus Molly will drop Bowden. Still, Fadey just... Oh, he's just a distraction. He's just the bait on the hook, but he's gonna find 3 kills. The bait bites back. 13-11 ATK.
So nice when that plan A goes right there on the defense. There was some good ideas for Nouns, the excellent utility strike to deal with Bowden's op, but I do feel like having that comfort on the A bomb side is providing so much coverage for ATK. Just having that awareness that he is holding down these lines, having that coverage and spotting out that information, like you had said there, that instant reaction, the rotation coming through off the back of Bowden's information is so insanely valuable.
The op for both teams, once they started to pick it up, made a significant impact on their CT side. Even if it wasn't particularly getting kills, just the presence of it, you know, allows you to have different setups, allows you to rotate differently in the mid round, and I think you can see it. Maybe ATK will use this hop to climb back and have kind of a second half similar to how Nouns did.
Much slower approach out of Nouns in this one. Mostly just conserving their utility. Seeing if ATK are going to play. But now time begins to be become a factor. I don't know, when you're still in flux with like 50 seconds remaining, you really start to have to group up and begin considering your site hit. And I think the B site is the option here.
Trying a different approach. Nouns testing that B bomb site here. EJ ready to batten down the houses. There's only 25 seconds left. There's not a lot of time for reposition.
Oh, Fadey gets a glimpse of him before the flash pop, but he's blocked by his teammate. He can't escape. DJ next in line, he drops as well. Nothing going right here for ATK. It's just Bowden on the site, and he gets headshotted. It's down to Swisher. Drops the nade in, trying to slow down that plant. They've already escaped his grasp, and bwills going to be able to lock in that kill. 13-12 with Nouns clapped back.
There we have it. You look at the money for ATK again. Big decisions that they have to make
Nothing
right
went
now.
right there for ATK on the site. 4 players in position, but only 2, 3 kills if you want to count Bowden coming in late from Graffiti. It's Nouns winning the gunfights, and that's just what they do sometimes.
Yeah, that's a sick adjustment there. Nouns, I feel like, have been testing the water short save pretty consistently. And finally switching up for a B-side approach. They're just avoiding that comfort of holding on the op and all the likes. But this is a much more level approach, I think, from ATK. I think some occasions you see the force buy, but I know they, in the back of their minds, want to get Bowden on that op for as many gun rounds as possible here. So they're willing to sacrifice this round, give themselves a much better opportunity in furthers.
Trying to get the steal round across the line for ATK. Win this, and I mean, it could be curtains for Nouns. And that's a great start for Mistum. And also Carson being low. Of course, there's a flip side of that coin. But Swisher, Mr. Good for 1.
Money back guarantee.
That's a Sheikh Zula guarantee.
I mean, this would be a huge round for ATK to pick up. I mean, the amount of pressure it would alleviate if they were able to get this would just be immense. And we kind of talked about how ATK in these high pressure situations, you know, tend to struggle a little bit. And we'll see if they can get over the hump here.
Big gap in the connector right now. Bowden gonna stick his head out for another one of those same exact skewer headshots.
20
They
seconds!
delivered with the op, and they have no time to reroute.
Oh my goodness, that's
It's
the bomb
again dropped.
It's right in front of Swisher with 15 seconds remaining. He gets a dink and more damage dealt. They have nowhere to go. They don't have time. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. No, they do have it. They have the time. Now 15 HP on Cynic. And it's gonna be won by Mistum. ATK have won a Deagle and nothing else round.
Money back guarantee.
He's good for 1, baby. But Mistum's good for 3, and thank goodness. I thought he let him slide there on towards the site, and I thought that was gonna be the death blow. I thought that was gonna be the tragedy for ATK in this round. But no, Mistum makes good on another massive clutch for ATK.
And Nouns ought to take a timeout now. That is a calamity. ATK calling in their own pause. Excuse me.
You ever call a pause to let a round sink in for your opponents?
Maybe not one to sink in, but you know, this is a huge round right here. This is, you know, potentially to win the game. You can see that Nouns is forcing up, and you just want to make sure that things go right in this round. You just want a huge round. People are hype. People, you know, the freeze time might not be as long as you want, or you might not be able to call exactly what you need in this moment. So you just take a pause. You make sure that in the important round you do everything correctly, right?
Yeah, no question about it. We'll see if that pause lets them lock things down here. They didn't quite convert on the molly, but they still baited out the smoke, so I guess no harm, no foul. As Bowden, that's exactly what they're hoping for. This time he's on that B-side approach, a site that they've struggled to defend in rounds prior, but they do position Bowden in the right spot to find the opening pick.
45 and Nouns with no utility to their name. It's essentially a contact walk wherever they go. They don't have the flashes really to make this work. So they'll go in. One of the flashes flubs, the other one gets DJ good. But 4 players here. It's actually a fair 4v4. You don't want this if you're the T side, and you can see why. That's 3 kills instantly for ATK and 1v4 for Stamina. This could just be the end of the line for Nouns. It was looking to be a great comeback starter. ATK have looked like they put it to rest. $1,900 essentially for every player on Nouns.
This big read coming up. I missed him. There's a 4-man stack there.
Do you think that was off the back of rounds prior struggle, off the back of that timeout? They just want to get Bowden in that position where, you know, maybe our B defense didn't work out last time, but this time we're going to have Bowden here to help out initially.
We'll see. I mean, Tech9s are what's going to have to keep Nouns alive for their chance of making conference.
Nightmarish. Worst case scenario here is that sort of reset at a time like this where you really just don't have any firepower to work with, and you're going to need a peak performance with these Tech9s and Deagles, because right now they don't even have monster control.
Stamina's about... Ooh, okay. Are we still playing a force buy potential for Nouns?
That's peak performance.
Bowden couldn't hit a shot either. He could get ran down by these pistols. He will. Oh my goodness. A force buy victory. Nouns want to stay in it.
Oh, they will. They surely will. After a kill like that, there's no chance they're recovering this round. They have no control of the bomb site. They're diving up. Fadey's gonna at least provide some coverage, but how does he get past this? You know, fully blinded up. Tech9 headshot, just the spam down range, just gonna get the job done. And this round, the easiest path to 16 for ATK has fallen from their fingertips.
And they've just stolen all the guns.
That doesn't inspire you. I don't know what will.
Onwards and upwards. Nouns want to stay in it. And that's an excellent start. Stamina with the first, finding Bowden. Battling for overtime now are Nouns, and it's looking even better. Stamina with 2. Overtime is really starting to loom here, Cole.
I mean, now you're seeing right now the complete role reversal. If Nouns are able to claim this round, it would be the nightmare scenario for ATK, but at least their backs aren't against the wall. But they would be on one of those Deagle rounds, and they've already stolen one away from Nouns. I don't think they'll let that happen twice. There's just no help for Mistim right now. He's on an island on A. No coverage of long. He's not even worried about that. That's not even a concern he can afford.
I mean, this is already safe territory. Mistim is going to do his best to hold on here, but he's out of commission. We're packing our bags and we're getting ready for all 30.
We'll see if Fadey tries to go for that op. They lost toward connector early. I mean, they fully invested into this round, so the loss is absolutely huge. They're looking like Nouns was, you know, in the previous round, seeing if they can pull off a miracle.
They're hunting for that op. They do not want him to get a piece of it. bwills moving forward. Fadey couldn't hit the shot. It's everything to hold on to this AWP, and Fadey now gets dropped down to 5. He's ran down. They don't care how many players they lose. That op on the floor is all that matters. The last 30. Could go to overtime.
Absolutely surreal. DJ, not certain that he'll save either. Okay, does hold steady there into Cynic. It's worthy of just hunting for these kills. The money is not a factor here as round 30 approaches now. In ATK, they have DJ. That's all the primaries that they have. Actually, one FAMAS tossed over to Swisher. A scout in the hands of Boda. I mean, this is a pots and pans purchase here that they are formulating, that they are figuring out. Not the position that you want to be in when you had such a golden opportunity to just lock this map in, to lock this series in and move forward.
With ATK taking this timeout, I think it is their last timeout. So if this does go to OT and they find themselves struggling again to find the adaption or to close rounds out, I don't think they're gonna be able to, you know, take a timeout and figure out an answer. They're just gonna have to do it on the fly.
This is a very rough position to be in for ATK, who had the game in their grasp. They were down against only Tech9s and Deagles, and now they themselves have to win the game on it.
That's such a scary spot here. ATK, one golden opportunity has slipped, and this is your last to close it out in regulation. Nouns have done an excellent job of showing that resiliency. You gotta give them so much credit there. Not giving up in the Tech 9 round, giving it a little extra fight, giving this series a little distance to it here for this third map. Can they get one more though? If it's all for naught, what heartbreak they would face.
Stamina walking up long. Flash at the ready to escort the play in. Odin fires off at Swisher's getting wall banged out. There's nothing he can really do. He's blinded up. He's trying to fight in the open, and it's looking very rough. Ooh. Stamina finds Bowden, and overtime is looking very likely now in this 3v5.
Only one scout tag landed as well into Carson. So not too much worry over in the Nouns camp as they barrel in towards this A bomb site. Rotations are arriving though, to the credit of ATK. They're gonna need a big play from DJ.
Oh, DJ trying. It's one kill downrange, but that's really all it is. DJ needs more. He's just headshot. He's out of the round, and we're gonna have to go to extra rounds as overtime brings us there. We'll see you guys in a bit.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
We're back. Overtime is in, and we have had to go the extra distance between Atk and Nouns, where Nouns are trying to keep their heads above water for a conference spot this season, while Atk, they're cruising, but they're deciding to take us the distance. My name's Fine, joined by Cole and Cash Cup champion Shakeshill. I said he was going to be the last time I was going to introduce you that way, but it seems like that is not the case.
I can always sneak in one more. I think Swisher's had enough.
He just picked up the op and got the opener. Alrighty then.
Yeah, Swisher's not happy with the result that this is going with right now, and Stamina playing a wild game. Fadey all over the map, finding picks here and there. It looks like finally they're gonna find that 16th round, but unfortunately not when they needed it.
Yeah, well, this was probably one of the faster rounds we've had throughout the last 31 now. bwills chilling in a 1v3. There's nothing to save. Only mind games to play, really. And to see if those mind games can win a clutch.
He has been the star performer so far for Nouns this entire series. I think Stam and Stamina have really carried a lot of the weight, but I mean, if he pulls this off, that's monumental for Nouns.
That's your boy. He just makes stuff happen out of thin air. I think he's just been spotted by Swisher. So, just underhanding utility. bwills completely blind. Has already run up close to the APC, just hunting for this kill. They are being very careful about this one. They don't want to give bwills an opportunity. They could give him enough space to plant. Even DJ worried about pushing forward, but now bwills is really pinned in between everyone. And that's going to be the first round for Atk of OT.
They really didn't give him anything to work with.
It'll be interesting to see if they go right back to that double op setup that they sprung, you know, in the first round of OT. Maybe that's their adjustment, and it looks like they are. So maybe that is their adjustment for this OT now that they have, you know, more stable economy.
We'll see if things can sharpen up from Nouns. I don't know if they'll go for the same level of aggression, although Stamina immediately not getting into that op here this time. Which is interesting here. A slight adaptation to maybe what we're used to. He's been taking a high priority at it, and he's been delivering in some of these openings, so just kind of weird to see him shy away from that. Carson again out of the round instantly, and this same fate for CJ.
Jeez! I mean, we're just on speedrun mode now here. If we're Atk, they are just trying to demolish them on the spot. Bowden now swinging out. And Swisher, blind spot, trying to finish the job, but Cynic in a 1v4, and I'm not liking his odds here now that his position's known, the bomb's down, and everything really playing against him. That's it, that's 17, so fast from Atk.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it just seems like Atk are feeling a little bit unleashed. Nouns definitely unleashing a little bit of a fury, which I don't know if is the same game plan that's been working to get them to this point, to get them to 15. I feel like the more drawn-out approach, waiting for this level of aggression, has been working out so much better, and as soon as you get them off map point, they just become a whole different beast as soon as they're off of 8, or rather 15, and you know, the pressure of closing out a series isn't looming against them. It's a polar opposite, but Cynic hopping now on this T side. What is going on in Nouns camp?
You just had enough. Everyone's had enough, it seems, here. bwills just gonna charge through the molly, receive a nade for his troubles as well. Good grief, the damage. If it comes down to a clutch between either of those two players, their chances plummet. Get this from Bowden as well.
That's all the info.
He charges after him.
And possessed right now. He has actually had enough. DJ on the side hold. Couple low HP players coming his way. DJ now on the swing and gets a double kill, and that might be all they need. Missed him now arriving in pit. And a flank as well from Bowden. could just be round ending. We don't know that though, because bwills finds that kill, but the flank, it's so early that Stamina has no idea. And now bwills on 22 HP, starting off this round, running through a molly, eating a grenade. Now needs to be a star player for Nouns, or else it's 18 and 3 series points for Atk, and that's about what it's gonna be.
I think a much 3 rounds for Atk, especially after how shaky that second half was. I mean, if they can perform anything like their T side, should be quick.
And so we're waiting for side swap here, but good grief. I mean, these rounds have been speedy, confident here from Atk.
Yeah, I feel like we went through what has been like one round in the entire regulation. What just took place there in 3 for Atk and Nouns. They just decided that they were gonna completely pick up the pace for both camps, and it ended up favoring Atk. Although I think that something stuck in their head here about getting onto these series points for them. Once they start to get that 15 mark, once they started to get that 18 mark now in this case, will they have the same issue of struggling to close out? They were given ample opportunity to do so on their CT side. T side may be a different story, but I mean, if history is going to show up here, we know that Nouns put through some very comforting numbers in that first half. Or rather, Atk, my apologies.
Yeah.
Did they do a... Oh, they did the 5-man boost, and they were able to leg Carson.
Honestly, every time Atk have set up the 5-man boost this game, it's been very awkward. But now, okay, things could be coming to a close. That 5-man boost, Cynic tries to push forward,
wow.
so does CJ, and it's just Atk all over the play. It's already a 3v5. We could be seeing the end of the game right here.
Looks like the end of the road could be formulating, but if you know anything about Nouns, they're a hard team to put down. They aren't going to give up that easy. Stamina still wielding the op. Looking to lead by example here, as he has coverage of both long and bathrooms. It's all a game of timing here. Can he strike? He will. He gets one, he gets out like a ghost, but now he needs to hold on to this A-bomb set. He's called in for some quick rotations as well.
bwills has arrived to the site. He's been a menace this game, and that will be the first down on the Mistum. 20 HP to his name, that was not a lot to work with, but Stamina could not complete the kill, and he's gonna go down to a headshot. Carson and bwills to try and hold on to the game, but Nouns are out of conference contention. It's Atk who will move on.
That's just a bitter defeat right there for Nouns. They pulled it back so far. They came so close to actually making that comeback happen. They were down with a Tech 9 Deagle buy to keep themselves alive. They gave them that chance. They gave themselves that opportunity, and it all was for naught, because as soon as things went into overtime, I don't know what was said in that 3-minute break there between Atk, the coach